Oh, sorry guys, you caught me off guard for a minute there. I'm actually just in the process of dusting my shelves that I keep my Corgi showcase aircraft on. So yeah, this is before and then this is after. Pretty pleased with that, if I do say myself. Small achievement out of many more big achievements that I could be doing. But anyway, so yeah, Corgi showcase now, and then in a minute, when I've done those, I've got my Di Agostini collection to dust as well. Sorry, I digress. Let's get on with the Q&A, shall we? This is Perfect Harvest MLP Studios. Before we start the questions, I just want to say that this is my 12th Q&A. So we've been doing these for a year now. And I just want to say thank you very much to everybody who has put up with this quite boring and tedious format and just been submitting questions because it's been keeping me busy when I'm not working, and I've really enjoyed doing them, and I hope you've enjoyed watching them. Today's going to be a bit of a longer episode because it's sort of like a 1 year anniversary of the Q&As, but yeah, rant over, let's get on with it. From Snups,
Alana asks, what's your favourite cartoon show other than My Little Pony?
I like stuff like Family Guy and South Park, but I think that's a different kind of humour to what we want to achieve on this channel, so I won't discuss those. But when I was younger, and sort of still now in a way, my favourite cartoon shows other than My Little Pony are the original versions of Tom and Jerry, Pink Panther and the old Hanna-Barbera Scooby-Doo cartoons. And then I also quite liked Dexter's Laboratory, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, and Ed, Edd and Eddy.
Railfan92214 collects asks, have you ever pulled an April Fool joke? If so, what was your best one?
Occasionally in the past, when I was younger, I tried to pull April Fool's jokes, like waking my parents up and saying, "Mum, Dad, there's an elephant in the garden." But yeah, that's a bit too far-fetched. I'm not very creative in that respect. I think I remember was it a couple of years ago, I rang my parents up pretending to be one of those cold callers asking about their recent car accident, which they hadn't had, and they knew it was me straight away. So yeah, I don't generally do them, to be honest, because I'm not creative enough, or they just don't work.
Fluttercolour MLP asks, how are you so awesome? Face screaming in horror. You're also a very extremely nice person.
How am I so awesome? Because I'm 20% cooler. No, I'm not. I'm really not, honestly. Well, Fluttercolour MLP, in answer to your question, oh, actually, hang on a minute. Let me just take these sunglasses off because I don't really like sunglasses. I don't know why. Thought I'd look a bit of an idiot with those on. But anyway, thank you very much for the compliment. I'm really glad that that's how I come across. I mean, I've always been brought up to treat people as you would like to be treated yourself. And so I always try to find the good in people and the good in everyday life. I know I have my days where I think, oh God, it's all this happening again, and oh, I've got work and I've got to get up and walk the dogs early tomorrow morning. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say, to be honest. But just again, thank you very much for the compliment.
Chris asks, what has been your best memory on Snups or Instagram? Open brackets, whichever you want to answer, close brackets.
To be honest, I haven't really been on Instagram long enough to have sort of any outstanding good memories. But on Snups, I think good memories for me are like sort of like surpassing first of all 100 followers, then 200, and then 300. But also just the times in Snups when sort of like the heyday, as I like to call it, when I first joined in mid 2018, even up until sort of late 2019. It was a great place to be. Sure, there are a few spits and spats between people here and there, but it was a really friendly place. And not that it isn't anymore, it still really is, but it's a lot quieter.
Blossomforth asks, what's your favourite generation of My Little Pony?
Blossomforth, I wasn't particularly sure whether you were talking about the generation of toys or the show itself. So just in case you were talking about the toys, I've brought out one MLP toy from each different generation of MLP. So over here we've got G1 Bubbles, G2 Sunsparkle. I know that G1 and G2 cartoons are pretty much the same, but I'm classing them alongside the toys that were released at the time, so there you go. G3 Minty, G3.5 Rainbow Dash, G4 Alicorn Twilight Sparkle, G4.5 / Guardians of Harmony Applejack, and Pony Life Pinkie Pie. So in terms of the cartoons, haven't really seen much of G1 or G2. I've seen a bit of G3 and G3.5, and personally I don't think it's as bad as a lot of Bronies and Pegasisters make it out to be. I know that the animation wasn't very good, or the script writing. It was a bit more like, some people have called it a bit more of an educational baby show, but you know, it's what the kids were wanting at the time, and it was still at a time when quote unquote ponies were still for girls, you know, before all the Bronies came on the scene. But yeah, so I quite like those. And then obviously G4 is the one that got me into the whole thing. I'm struggling to get into Pony Life a bit, I really am. In terms of the toys, well, apart from, you know, G4.5 and the Pony Life toys, there's not much difference in them really, apart from the body shape and the sizes. But yeah, I'm sorry that was a bit of a mishmash of answers there, but hopefully that answers your question.
Martez Berry asks, how many times a day do you go to Snaps? Smiley face.
A lot is the answer, frankly. Basically, I always check it sort of first thing in the morning and last thing in the night, and then I check it God knows how many times throughout the day, a couple of times during lunch, and if I'm having a quick 5-minute break from working at the computer, I'll have a quick look on Snupster then as well. Yeah, I'm a Snupsterholic, everybody.
Flutters asks, what has been your favourite season of MLP and why?
Oh, good question. I'm thinking either season 6 or season 8, maybe. Season 6 because we got episodes like the main attraction. I absolutely love Countess Coloratura. I think she's really adorable. Also, it was the first season where we properly got to see Starlight Glimmer's good side. And also, of course, we had the 2 parts of the finale, To Where and Back Again. And that was absolutely amazing. I love Queen Chrysalis. And season 8, we got to meet the Young Six. I know they only had 2 series of them, but you know, they're quite, I mean, I'm not really a big fan of Sandbar, but the other 5 out of the Young Six I am, and also quite like Cozy Glow. And then also we had sort of the episodes like The Road to Friendship, of course, with my 2 most favourite characters, Starlight and Trixie. And then we had A Kieran's Tale with Autumn Blaze, and I was really disappointed that we didn't get to see her again.
Snowy Star asks, what is your number 1 favourite MLP toy and why? Open brackets, I hope I get into the Q&A this time. This is my same question from the last one because I didn't get in on time. Sad face, close brackets.
Well, I haven't actually got one favourite specifically, but I've got lots of favourites from their respective categories. So I'm going to quickly take you through them as quick as I can. Starting at the very beginning, G1 and also G2 are probably my 2 smallest MLP collections. I only have about 4 ponies in each. But out of my G1 collection, my 3 favourites are Bubbles on the left, Baby Applejack, who's one of my more recent purchases, in the middle, and then all the way down there we have a tiny little petite pony called Lavender Ballet. My favourite G2 pony is Sunsparkle here because she was my very first G2 pony that I bought. These are my 2 favourite G3/G3.5 ponies, and as you will notice, they're both minty. What little I have seen of G3, I have to say without a shadow of a doubt that Minty is my favourite character. We're on to G4 now, and first off, let's talk about blind bags. Blind bags were the reason that I originally got into collecting MLP toys, and they are the biggest part of my MLP collection today. So there are several blind bag figures that when I'm looking through the blind bag box that I always have to look out for, and so I've picked them out, and these are my favourite blind bags. So we have Golden Delicious. I don't know why I like him. He's got a quite cute pose and, you know, quite an unusual character really. Sapphire Shores. I love her because she's just not Sapphire Shores, the pop star. Because Sapphire Shores isn't a unicorn. I think this figure is a prime example of Hasbro's laziness. But I love her all the same. Then we have Octavia with her cello, because she just looks amazing. Queen Chrysalis, again, she looks amazing, and she was a big part in my mini movie about Starlight Glimmer and Chrysalis's final battle in season 9. We have Canterlot Royal Guard. I just love him because he looks like a Roman centurion. Songbird Serenade. She's technically not a blind bag, she's a busy book figure from the MLP movie, but I just class her as a blind bag because she's the same scale, and she is the only non-brushable figure of Songbird Serenade that we actually have. And then these next 5 figures: Flower Wishes, Gardenia Glow, Fluttershy, Comet Tails, and Princess Cadence. These guys were my very first 5 G4 ponies, and that's why I love them. And then we couldn't really forget this guy on the end, could we? Perfect Harvest blind bag custom that I had commissioned. Yeah, he's even got a little watch and a cutie mark. I know it's technically Lucky Swirl underneath, but you know, I love him all the same. So yeah, those are the blind bags. My favourite G4 brushables are Unicorn Twilight. She's one of my favourites because I was looking for her for ages and then found her in a Blue Cross charity shop for 50p. So I was really pleased with that. We have Pearlescent Pinkie Pie from the Explorer Equestria line. She was my very first G4 brushable that I bought. We have Princess Celestia. I just love her because, well, she's beautiful, and Celestia is one of my favourite characters from the show. Then we have Twirly Treats. I don't know why I like her. Her previous owner that I bought her from has done something really nice with her hair, and she's just really cute. And then we have Holly Dash. Again, I didn't do her hair. It was like that when she came to me. And then, of course, we have Tempest Shadow. Her body armour is removable. I just love her because she is one of the more show, or rather film accurate brushable figures that Hasbro has done. And I just love her character in general. So yeah, these are my favourite brushables. Next we have Guardians of Harmony figures. First off, we have Applejack. First off, she's one of my favourites because she is the only pony Applejack that I've ever seen who actually comes with a hat. And also I found her in a charity shop, brand new, which was very good. Spitfire, I just love her because, one, you don't get a lot of merch based around her, and also she's just named after one of my favourite aircraft ever. Daring Do, I love her because, again, you don't get much merch of her, and also I found her in the same charity shop as Applejack at a different time, and she was also brand new. So yeah, that's why she's one of my favourites. Queen Chrysalis, again, she was a big part in my little mini movie that I did about Starlight and Chrysalis's final battle in season 9, and she just looks amazing. And then, of course, we have Tempest Shadow, complete with Sky Skiff, and yeah, they're just awesome. I love these Guardians of Harmony figures. I know they weren't very successful in the end, but they're just fantastic. These are my favourite Cutie Mark crew figures, and all of these bar one are my favourites because they all have unique sculpts. You didn't find these on any other figures. So first off, we have Queen Chrysalis, then we have Canterlot Royal Guard, Unicorn Guard, and obviously he looks like a Roman centurion. Maud Pie and Spitfire, I love them because, again, they're unique sculpts, but you could only get them in 5 packs, and I was lucky enough to get these sold separately from a seller over in America. And then this one, while she's not a unique sculpt, she's a recoloured Pinkie Pie, she is unique because as far as I know, she is the only one. So this is Britannia, and she is the UK Bronies and Pegasisters mascot. And I got this one in a charity auction on eBay for UK Ponycon Online last year. And as you can see, she's even got a little Union Jack heart cutie mark. So yeah, they're my favourite cutie mark crews. These are my favourite Equestria Girl minis. I don't have any full-size Equestria Girls, I much prefer these smaller figures. So we have Applejack. I just love Equestria Girls Applejack. Well, I love Applejack in general, really, and I really like her design. And then we have Pep Rally Rarity. She was my very, very first Equestria Girl. Then we have Trixie. Obviously, you guys know how much I love Trixie. And then we have Starlight Glimmer. And I just love Starlight Glimmer in Equestria Girl form. I love Starlight Glimmer. I love all these characters in pony form and Equestria Girls form. So yeah, these guys are my favourite Funko MLP toys. So we have Princess Celestia, Apple Bloom, Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo. And these are all Funko Mystery Minis. I just love Celestia just because she looks absolutely amazing. Apple Bloom, I love her because, well, Apple Bloom's just really cute. And also, she was my very first Funko pony. And then I only just recently got Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo just to complete the set so that I had the whole CMC. Because even though they are totally not in scale with the other Funko Mystery minifigures, these guys are the perfect scale to go with the regular brushable sized figures. This is a bit of a random one, but Egmont magazine figures. I think these are some of the best MLP figures out there because they are completely show accurate, whilst they might not always be in scale with each other, because as you can clearly see here, Luna is the same size as Sunset, Shimmer, Trixie and Starlight, but they're just amazing figures and they're not too pricey either. So we've got Starlight, Trixie, Sunset and Luna, and I think I've pretty much said why I love them so much, really. Two favourite McDonald's ponies, well, one of them isn't really a pony, but they're Starlight and Spike from the Rainbow Road Trip wave of McDonald's Happy Meal toys that came out in 2019. And Starlight, yes, she's partly hollow and has screws in the side of her head, but again, she just looks amazing. And I love Spike because he is the only figure that was made of Spike that actually has his wings. And you know, if he rocks as well. These are my favourite Mash'ems. Now we have Trixie on the end here because obviously she's Trixie and I love her, but she was my very, very first Mash'em, or Fashems or whatever they're called this day. Cheerilee, she's the only Cheerilee that is pretty much accurate to what she looks like in the cartoon. And then we have Gallus, Smolder and Ocellus. And the reason they're favourite Mash'ems is because they're the only figures that I have of those characters, and frankly I'm quite amazed that Hasbro hasn't made any more of them. These guys are my favourite MLP plushies. So down here, he's not technically My Little Pony plushie. He's actually, my mum bought him for me from Primark once. He's just like a little plush unicorn keychain, so I've just called him Gilbert for reasons. Then we have Twilight, she was my very first official MLP plushie. Pinkie Pie, we found her in a charity shop, brand new. Celestia, my mum bought me her for my 23rd birthday. I love her because she has working wings if you press her hoof. But, of course, we couldn't forget Tiny Plushie Perfect Harvest, could we? I promise this is going to be the last lot of ponies I talk about. But yeah, so last but not least, the most recent one is Pony Life. So we have on the end Princess Celestia, Starlight Glimmer, Trixie, Smashing Fashion Pinkie Pie. I just love that combination of sort of it being a bit like Equestria Girls with them being anthro, and also that you can put them back into their pony form. And then down at the end we have a tiny little Pony Life Potion Pony blind bag of Balloon Celestia. Whilst I'm not a big fan of Pony Life the show itself, I do like the figures. From Instagram,
Blossomforth asks, since you got Blossomforth, who is your most wanted pony now?
there are several different ponies that I really want, but the ones that I really want are G4 Brushable Queen Chrysalis, the Guardians of Harmony Trixie and Starlight Glimmer set. I'm really annoyed that I didn't buy it sooner because it was about 30 quid when I first looked at it on Amazon, and now it's going for about 70 quid. So I'm really annoyed I didn't get in there when I could have. And then the last thing which I want is the Smash and Fashion Pony Life Rainbow Dash.
Wonder Creates asks, would you ever consider making an MLP series?
I suppose the furthest I've ever gotten into making an MLP series was my stop motion mini movie, How Starlight and Chrysalis's Final Battle Should Have Ended. If you haven't watched it already, go and check it out. It's one of my most popular videos. I've thought about making an MLP mini series in the past, but I don't know why I haven't done it. Probably because I've watched a lot of other MLP tubers mini series, and I just think to myself, I just don't think I'm up to scratch. I know I've made my own little mini stories when I've drawn my own cartoon comic strips in the past, but for some reason some part of me just doesn't think that's the same thing, even though it clearly is, but just with live action instead of on 2D animation. Yeah, I think actually also work gets in the way. I'm working 5 days a week. Yeah, work, it's a bane and a bore. But yeah, sorry I can't answer that question any better. So that's all the questions for April from Snaps and Instagram. I know that some of the people who used to ask questions in the past don't answer questions now, but just in case they do see this video, I just want to say to everybody who's asked a question on this Q&A series in the past year, thank you very much for sticking with this quite repetitive and possibly a little bit tedious format, but it's just I enjoy making these videos, and I enjoy knowing that people are going to enjoy these videos in turn. And also, I think we've just surpassed 160 subscribers, so that is a huge achievement. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate it, and I will see you very, very soon. Cheers, guys. Take care. This desk is absolutely filthy, and I use it for filming all the time, but I never ever dust it. Yeah, that's the problem with me. I'm a clutterbutt. Oh, I've just come back in from dinner, and I was going to try and do some filming, but as you can see, I have company. Don't know, Belle. Belle, what are you doing? Eh? What are you doing? She's purring like mad. Anytime I'm in my bedroom, whether I'm lying on my bed or working and the door's open, she's always coming in for a little cuddle, aren't you? Eh? Good girl. I can't think of any because they are completely show accurate. And G1, so I've got Blossom here on the end. Oh no, not Blossom. Her name's Bubbles. I was getting confused because your name's Blossomforth. Oh dear, let's start again. We've got G3 Minty hiding behind there. Where is she? There she is. Dear. Oh yeah, just not this tin off that I used to prop up my iPad stand. It's got a little Citroen 2CV on it. I was going to start that again. Not going very well, this bit, is it? I wasn't sure whether you were asking about whether you... Oh, that's happening a lot today, as usual. I don't know why just singling out today because it happens on every single video that I do. God, take 4 on this section. Blimey. I have thought about making an MLP mini-movie, not mini-movie, mini-series, flipping hell. I've thought about making an MLP tongue-tied. Oh, that's all the questions for April. And I know that I really did sound like a horse then.